In this video, I'm going to talk about 8 things that you would need to become a better software developer, software engineer, computer programmer, or if you are working in IT and would like to pursue your career in software development, this video will be very beneficial to you. Stick around. Welcome back. The first thing that you would need to become a better developer, I'm going to talk about the props that you would need, the things that you would need. Speaking of, let's say, the hardware, for example, I'm not going to talk about the books that you would need to read. I've done a video about the books that you need to read, and there's a link up there. You can go and check that out. But in this particular video, I'm going to talk about the things that you need to really focus and become a better software developer, to be able to code better, to be able to not get tired after you have had a long day. So first thing that you need is a mechanical keyboard, because let's say you are in software development field and you are most of your days, most of your time is, let's say you're spending time planning, you're spending time discussing things, you're spending time planning the sprint, but majority of your time is also spent coding, for example. So if your keyboard is not properly, if you're not using a proper aesthetic keyboard that is not comfortable, then you will get tired very soon. So I would suggest get a mechanical keyboard. I'm going to put a link to some of the keyboards that I've found very helpful. So check them out. The second thing that you would need is to get yourself a good noise cancellation headphone. And why do you need a noise cancellation headphone? It helps you improve your concentration. And the second thing is, we are mostly speaking remotely. Let's say you're on a Zoom call or anything. You can have a quality conversation with the person you're having a meeting with. And noise is not good for your health in the long run. It can have you can have hearing impairment. So having a better quality headphone would be good. And let's say after you're done with your day, you can enjoy good music and have a good quality life at the same time, because you're taking away all the noise from your world, and you're focusing only on the things that matter the most. The third thing that you must have as a developer or as a software engineer or anyone working in IT for that matter is have a dual monitor or have multi monitors. Well, in my case, I've got more than 2 monitors. I think it's called tri-monitors, if that's even a word. So I've got 3 monitors. I've got laptop sitting on my left hand side, and I've got 2 monitors that are placed right next to each other. So what it lets you do is you can have multiple applications open. It helps you do multitasking. Well, I'm highly against doing multitasking, because you can only do one thing at a time with proper focus and concentration. But let's say you're on a Zoom call and you would like to check few things. You can have the Zoom monitor, the Zoom application open on one window, and you can have the other software running if you want to reference something on the other monitor. And if you have let's say, and if you're working on Zoom, right, and if you're like me, you've got like 70 tabs open, it becomes really very hard to navigate between one window and the other. So you can have dual monitors or multi monitors that can really make your life easier to switch between applications, to navigate from one software to the other. And monitors, I treat monitors as a big table, for example, right? And if you're a craftsman, and it's really hard to work from a small table. It's hard to place things. But if you have got a larger real estate, you can plan things accordingly. You can put one object in that place. You can put something in here. You can really nicely organize your workbench. So having dual monitors, I mean in this day and age, having multiple monitors is a must if you want to become efficient and get things done fast. The fourth thing that you need to have, well, it's optional, is speaking of having multiple monitors, one thing that I would suggest, trying it out, is having a vertical monitor. Vertical monitor gives you a different perspective of things. Vertical monitors can come quite handy when you are, let's say, writing code that requires vertical alignment, and you want something that you would want to see in that vertical layout. And if you have that monitor, you can get to experience how things will look like vertically as well as horizontally, because most of the monitors are having horizontal layout, and if you have vertical monitor placed, you can get to see things properly in one screen view without having to scroll to view more content. So that's optional, but you can try it, but definitely try it out. If you are having multiple monitors, why not have one monitor be placed vertically? You'll get a better experience that way. We have talked about monitors, we have talked about keyboards, but we haven't talked about one thing that is just as important, and that is having a standing desk. Well, I use a standing desk myself because the benefits are enormous, and it's good for your health in the long run, because having to sit on the chair for an extended period of time can take a toll on your health, and it can have some long-term impacts on the back. And especially if you're working from home, you don't commute, you don't go to the office, or you don't go to the train, or you don't go to catch the bus, but you're at home sitting all day on your chair. But if you have a standing desk, you can burn calories, and at the same time stay a bit healthy. You get proper posture. But let's say you get tired standing all day and you want to sit down and relax while coding at the same time, but you don't want to sit down on any chair. What you want to do is get yourself an ergonomic chair, because what that will do is it will really improve your posture. It is going to be good for your back, and you won't get tired, or you won't get fatigued after sitting on an extended period of time. So try that one out. It's optional, but it will improve your health in the long run. And the last thing is, get yourself a rubber duck. And the idea is, when a programmer or when a software developer needs to debug their code, they should explain. So let's talk about a scenario where you're stuck and you just have run out of ideas. You just don't know what to do. So what do? You go to your peer and you explain to your peer, explain to your colleague that this is the situation that I'm facing and this is just not working. And you start explaining your colleague that I tried this, it didn't work. I tried that, it still didn't work. And I also tried this, and because of this. And what happens is, often the act of explaining the problem step by step will cause the solution to represent itself. And the concept of rubber duck debugging need not to be confined to programming. You can use that just about anywhere else. So you can just have that, treat your rubber duck as an imaginary colleague that is sitting right by your side, and you're explaining to your colleague, in this case a rubber duck, and you're explaining to him or explaining to the rubber duck what the issue is. And in doing so, you will find the solution that you might not have thought about it before. So this is some few little things I thought of sharing with you guys. If you found this video helpful, do let me know. It will just and that will encourage me to make more content for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.